Do you think Steven Jackson is fired up? 9 years in St. Louis, the Rams' all-time leading rusher. He will face his former squad today. Rams head coach Jeff Fisher has never lost to the Falcons in his career, 4-0 against Atlanta. Mike Smith, in his 6th season, led the Falcons to the #1 seed in the NFC last year with a record of 13-3. Falcons began this season with a 6-point loss in New Orleans last Sunday. The Falcons have won the toss. They will receive. Greg Zuerlein will get things started. Rams, a 27-24 come-from-behind win over Arizona last Sunday. There's Jaquiz Rodgers back deep for the Falcons. And we are underway in Atlanta. 70% of kickoffs went for touchbacks in the NFL last week, so no surprise Falcons will start from their 20.
And I tell you what, one of the things that Atlanta has done a really nice job is getting off to quick starts. Now they've got to avoid these little lulls that they've been having, not only last week in the opener, but how they finished last season. And James Laurinaitis told us, he goes, it's going to be critical for us as a team to come out here and handle the emotion. Everything that's going to happen at the beginning of this game, reference the fast starts that Atlanta's had in their previous few games.
Roddy White on the field, his 130th consecutive start, bothered by the ankle sprain. As Ryan hands it off to Jackson, his first carry against the Rams, and he is bottled up by Chris Long.
And I agree with Tony. I think we're going to see a little bit more of Steven Jackson in the run game. They didn't run the ball very often last week, just 14 times. But, you know, the offensive line took some heat for protection, but it's not just that group of 5. It's also the running backs, the tight ends. It's a lot of different parts to keep your quarterback clean.
Empty backfield after Jackson lost 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Now 2nd down and 12 for Atlanta. Ryan from the shotgun throws for the first time. Jackson, the intended receiver, and the rookie out of Georgia, Alec Ogletree, on the coverage. 3rd and 12 upcoming.
You know, Moose, I had a chance to see Jackson there during warm-ups. You see him right here, a little pass breakup, but you know what? He kept looking over at the Rams warming up, and I asked him, I said, hey, what's it like going and seeing the team? He played for 9 years over there, and he said, you know what, this is really weird. One thing I got to do is I got to calm down. I feel like, my adrenaline is just out of control right now. So exactly how I thought he felt.
Now 3rd down and 12. Movement prior to the snap. Penalty flags have been thrown as the pass is caught out at the 28-yard line. Gain of 10 to Gonzalez.
Offside. Defense, number 91. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Chris Long, guilty Ram. As we take a look at the terrific Rams front 4. 4 sacks last week. Quinn had 3 of the 4.
Yeah, tied for the league last season with the Denver Broncos. It's a very aggressive defensive front. They're trying to get off on snap count. And it's not just the starters. You know, you've got Eugene Sims, William Hayes that will come in as defensive ends that go inside, and a pretty good back end. A little bit of youth at the safety position.
3rd down and 7 following the penalty. Falcons must get to the 30 for a first down. Ryan throws, and the catch is made for an Atlanta first down by the future Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez. Gain of 11.
Well, we've been talking about these matchups all game. Let's go in and take a look at Lamar Holmes going up against Chris Long. One of the things that I saw in the game last week was sometimes they get a little bit high, and it's strictly all about leverage. If the defensive player gets underneath your pad level and can lift you, he has the advantage in the bull rush. The offensive line across the board has to be able to hunker down a little bit. You saw at the end, Chris Long getting underneath the pads of Lamar Holmes.
Ryan on first down, dumps it off to the fullback, Brady Ewing. And Ewing has another Falcons first down, finally tackled by Ogletree. Ewing gains 14.
Yeah, it looks like Brady Ewing is still down on the sideline. He got hurt last year late in the preseason, missed all of last year. Just a little check release out of the backfield. Good decision by Matt Ryan. Tough to see what happened to Brady at the end right here. We'll see if that shoulder comes down with all that weight on top right there. Could be a...
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
When you only have one fullback on your roster and he gets injured, it's very difficult to find somebody to plug into that spot. So with Brady Ewing being out right now, we're back to the end of that play again, and as you saw him got up, it definitely looks like something with the shoulder with Alec Ogletree on top at the tackle. But we've talked about this. Pass protection is not just the offensive line. It's the running backs. It's the tight ends. And what will the adjustment be now if Brady Ewing can't go? Do you try and sub a tight end into that fullback role, or do you do what Tony recommended at the top and stay more two tight end the rest of the game?
Well, they send in Jason Snelling, a running back. And he's blocking for Jackson. Jackson out to midfield, gain of 2.
I think one of the hardest things that this Atlanta offense is going to have to work out during the course of the season is, I believe this, Steven Jackson told us this, he gets better as the game goes on and he gets more carries, but that's not what this offense is about. This offense is shifting into a new direction over the last couple of years with all these explosive playmakers outside. There's not enough touches for the 25, 30, 35 carry a game that is really kind of in the wheelhouse of Steven Jackson.
Roddy White back on the sidelines. Start of the game, but he's been out for the last few plays as Ryan hits Julio Jones, but a nice tackle by Janoris Jenkins. No gain on the play.
Yeah, you know, and the Roddy White situation that came up this week where he sends out a tweet that, you know, I had a high ankle sprain, I'm not going to be 100% for probably the next 3 weeks. That is not the right thing to do. You're trying to create a strategic advantage by putting him out on the field, making people respect Roddy White as a playmaker. If I'm on the other side of the ball and I hear you say, you know what, I'm not going to be 100% for a couple of weeks, I'm going to single you, I'm going to go double Julio Jones and Tony Gonzalez, and let's see how you are healthy.
We're down at 8. Ryan on the slant, complete to Harry Douglas for a first down to the Rams' 30-yard line. A 20-yard pass play.
We talk about a lot of playmakers on this offense, and I feel bad because sometimes we always forget about Harry Douglas right there in the slot. He's a great route runner, gets Cortland Finnegan to move, open up those hips, and then breaks right across his face.
There's two things that I'm really seeing down here. Matt Ryan doing a great job with his cadence, keeping that offensive line off balance, and also the tempo. Getting the ball out really quick, not holding it, not giving time to that defensive line to go and get him.
Falcons send in an extra blocker, number 61, Joe Hawley. And Jackson gets wrapped up by Robert Quinn. No gain on the play.
And you can't be one-dimensional. You can't be just a pure pass rusher to have success in this league. And I want you to watch how Robert Quinn plays the run here. We've talked about his ability as a pass rusher, 3 sacks last week. Look at that. Sheds the offensive tackle, gets right down the line to make the tackle on Steven Jackson.
Julio Jones split wide to the left. Liz Rogers in the backfield. 3 wide receivers set. As Ryan dumps it off to Rogers, he has a first down and more. Finally tackled by Matt Conrath at the Rams' 14-yard line, a 16-yard pickup.
There's those screens we talked about, Darryl.
Yeah, seen a couple. We've seen wide receiver. Here's your traditional one. I like Dirk Cutter's explanation to us when we met with him on Friday, Tony. Hey, you know what? Everybody thinks it's real easy to dial up a screen, but the defensive players are so athletic today, you can't fool them the way we used to years ago. So they have to be very, very creative in how they release those offensive linemen to get them out in front of that screen element.
2 tight ends for the Falcons. 10th play of the drive. Chase Kaufman in motion. From the 14-yard line. Ryan gets rid of it. Rogers. And Rogers takes it down to the 8. Another tackle, 4th on this drive by the rookie Ogletree.
Matt Ryan doing a nice job of getting that ball out. Had pressure from behind, didn't see it, but he felt it. But he holds on to that ball 1 more tenth of a second, and he's got a sack.
A very nice play calling on this opening drive, Tony. Really have mixed it up well. Nothing deep down the field where they're going to have to hold that ball.
Roddy White back in, split wide to the right. 3 wide receiver set. Jackson in the backfield, second down and 4. Steven Jackson inside the 5, dives for the end zone. He's in, touchdown.
Let's not forget that this drive was extended by an offsides on Chris Long on 3rd down that came up short. So this was all bonus yardage, and now bonus points for the Atlanta Falcons.
Just couldn't imagine how Steven Jackson felt as soon as he had that ball against his old team that he played with for 9 years. You know he wanted to get into that end zone.
Well, all scoring plays are reviewed. They're going to go back and take a look at this, see if Steven Jackson's knee was down before he got that ball stretched out over the goal line. And we're lining up and kicking, so it is a touchdown.
He crossed the plane, 64 career touchdowns as a member of the Rams. His first as a Falcon. Atlanta drives 80 yards on their opening possession, leads 7-0.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Terrific opening drive for the Falcons. Matt Ryan, 7 of 8, hit 6 different receivers, including Steven Jackson, who reaches the end zone. Atlanta led the league in opening drive touchdowns last season. They score their first possession today. On the return for the Rams, Benny Cunningham. And he's tripped up shy of the 20 as Steven Jackson heads from the sidelines to the Falcons locker room. There is a flag on the return. A couple of injured players are down. That's Cliff Matthews of the Falcons and Matt Daniels of the Rams.
Holding receiving team during the run back, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So the medical staffs tend to both injured players. Back in a moment.
Today's game is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. By Lexus, introducing a car designed with one purpose, to stand apart. The all-new 2014 Lexus IS. And by Microsoft Surface. Click in and do more.
Back in Atlanta, Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Falcons score on their opening possession, lead 7-0. That is Matt Daniels of the Rams, one of the 2 injured players, number 98. Watch Cliff Matthews of the Falcons as well.
Yeah, they're right here. You can see right there as Benny Cunningham rolls up on the top of Matt Daniels, and he goes down, and it's a bad lower leg injury, and he's going to put his hand up right away. Now Cliff Matthews gets tangled up in this as well. He was able to walk off the field, but obviously a pretty serious injury for Matt Daniels.
There's Matthews on the sideline, and Daniels will head off on the cart. He's a second-year defensive back out of Duke and returning home, native of Fayetteville, Georgia. So Daniels heading to the Rams locker room, and there's Matthews getting checked out. Following the penalty on the return, the Rams will start from their own 8-yard line. Sam Bradford threw for 299 yards last week against Arizona. Rams coming back from 11 points down in the 4th quarter. He swings it out. Daryl Richardson is met immediately by Jumbo Borchu, the rookie out of Texas State. Loss of 3 on the play.
You've got pressure right in your face. You dump it off. This is a good defensive design by defensive coordinator Mike Nolan. You can see the pressure right in Sam Bradford's face. He thinks he's going to be able to check it outside and have some running room for Daryl Richardson. But Jumbo Borchu was right there to make the tackle.
2nd and 13. Derek Cook, the tight end, in motion as Bradford hands it off, and Richardson able to work his way out to the 7-yard line. Corey Peters made the tackle, so a 3rd down and 11 coming up for St. Louis.
And kind of the flip side of the coin here for the St. Louis Rams. This offensive line has not given up a sack in 3 consecutive games. Doing a nice job. Now there's a lot of youth here at the playmaker positions in that skill set, but St. Louis Rams coaches and fans very excited about that group.
They sure are. 3rd down and 11. Rams must get to the 18 for a 1st down. Bradford for Richardson. And Richardson able to escape the first tackle attempt by Sean Weatherspoon. And then it's Asante Samuel returning to the Falcons lineup, missed last week's game, who makes the tackle, and the Rams go 3 and out.
Yeah, it's just so critical. 3 and outs are devastating to the momentum and the pace of an offense, and difficult situation for the Rams backed up in a loud stadium, but that is a critical stop by the Falcons defense.
Harry Douglas back deep. Johnny Hecker punting from his own 5-yard line. Douglas will let it bounce, and it takes a Rams roll. Still going. And finally stops at the 22-yard line. 63 yards on the punt and roll. Falcons lead 7-0. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, Jay Unright and Dan O'Toole will recap all of today's action from the gridiron to the rest of the sports world. Don't miss Fox Sports Live tonight, 11 Eastern on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com now. Steven Jackson left the field earlier. What do you know, Goose?
Right now got questionable with a thigh bruise on that touchdown run, Kenny. We'll see if he returns.
All right, thanks, Tony. So Jaquiz Rogers starts in the backfield. Roddy White still on the sidelines. He was on for 2 plays during the opening drive. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. This is Rogers, bit of a stutter step. And then he is bottled up. No gain on the play for Rogers.
Let's go back and take a look at that touchdown catch by Steven Jackson. Now the new equipment rule this year, you have to have thigh and knee pads in, so he's got him on there. Can't really see anything there, but let me tell you what this does. This actually shows you how important it is to have a guy like Jason Snelling on your roster. As a running back, he's that tweener. He can play the halfback position. He can play the fullback. We saw him come in. So not only Steven Jackson, but remember, Brady Ewing is out too. Let's see what Jason Snelling gets to do this afternoon.
Ryan on 2nd and 10. Throws, and the catch is made for a 1st down. Once again, it is Harry Douglas. His 2nd reception, gain of 15 yards.
Looks very similar to what we had in the first one. Here he is on the outside now, not in the slot. Pushes up. Quite a big cushion by Cortland Finnegan. Worried about that breakaway speed of Harry Douglas, but he's also got great change of direction on those underneath routes as well.
Douglas has become an even bigger part of this offense the last 2 weeks with Roddy White limited. Snelling in the backfield. 3 wide receivers set. From the 37-yard line on 1st down. Bryant to Julio Jones. And Jones forced out by Jenkins. Gain of 3. Time for a game break with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
All right, Vikings rookie Cordero Patterson took the opening kickoff 105 yards for a touchdown. The Bears came right back. Jay Cutler hooked up with Martellus Bennett for a 1-yard score, even it at 7 in the 1st quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, thanks, Kurt. So Martellus Bennett, the former Cowboy and Giant, reaching the end zone. Vikings and Bears tied at 7. Empty backfield, 2nd down and 6 as Ryan gets rid of it quickly, but the ball was tipped by the rookie who's had a very active 1st quarter, returning to the state of Georgia, Alec Ogletree.
That's a nice job by that defensive line and those linebackers. If Matt Ryan's getting rid of the ball so fast, get your hands up, look for tip balls, try to disrupt it a little bit. And those tip balls, you know, they turn into interceptions sometime with those defensive backs, keeping their eyes on that ball. So great job. A lot of pressure from that defensive line, but Matt Ryan's doing a great job of getting rid of it as fast as he could.
And Goose, we've got your favorite front out there right now. You've got 4 defensive ends across that defensive line right now.
That's
Eugene Sims and William Hayes coming in that speed nickel they run.
First time we've seen it today. 3rd down and 6. As Ryan airs it out, and Jones does not make the catch inbounds. Jenkins on the coverage.
Moose, you called it. They were right in Matt Ryan's chops when he released that ball.
Yeah, here's a great matchup on the outside. Janoris Jenkins and Julio Jones. This isn't their first go-around. Janoris Jenkins from the University of Florida, Julio Jones from Alabama. They've gone up against each other before.
Jenkins wins that battle. Thanks in large part to the job done by the 4 defensive ends, putting pressure on Matt Ryan. Matt Bosher punting for the first time, and a fair catch is called for by Tavon Austin. 50-yard punt. Terrific job by the Rams defense. Falcons lead the Rams 7-0. Rams started their first drive from their own 8. This time it's the 9, so they gained 1 yard. Darrell Richardson in the backfield, off the play fake. Bradford looking for the tight end, Lance Kendricks.
Just got to watch that ball all the way into your hands. I think you're going to see Lance Kendricks kind of turn upfield right as the ball gets to him. You have to make plays on the road, especially when you're backed up. You mentioned it, Kenny. The Rams have had tough starting points on their first 2 opening drives. Somebody's got to step up and make a play.
Rams have run only 4 offensive plays. Falcons 16. On 2nd and 10. Again, the fake to Richardson. Bradford with time. Can't find anybody downfield. Now he does, and it's Richardson. Nice throw by Bradford. And Richardson picks up a first down out to the 26, a 17-yard pass play.
Nice job of that offensive line, giving Bradford plenty of time to look downfield and find Richardson.
Yeah, well, they're gonna drop Darrell Richardson. He runs into the flat. He's covered right now, but as Sam Bradford scrambles, here comes the pressure off. They leave him wide open out there on the flat. Good job by Sam Bradford keeping his eyes down the field.
The first down for the Rams today. And now on the end around, it's the rookie out of West Virginia, Tavon Austin. Robert McClain comes up to make the tackle, gain of just 1.
It's team defense. When you run a gadget play, you've seen somebody leave their responsibility, but not Robert McClain on that. He had backside contained. He was right there where he was supposed to be when that end around came back.
McClain played a major role for the Falcons last week in the absence of Asante Samuel. Now 2nd down and 9. Off the fake to Richardson. Bradford dumps it off. And another nice tackle by McClain as he brings down Austin Pettis. No gain on the play.
I'll tell you what, Darrell, Bradford is really fast to go to all his dump downs. I haven't seen him look downfield at all so far in this game.
Well, you know what, Tony, though, they're good decisions right now. There was a little bit of criticism last week, similar fashion. Hey, we got too many short passes. When are we going to stretch the field? You watch the tape, and watching the deep routes right here, Atlanta's just doing a nice job covering the same way that Arizona did last week. He didn't have anything deep down the field.
3rd down and 9. Rams must get to the 36. Bradford under pressure. Throws it away. Corey Peters, Croy Bierman with the pressure on Sam Bradford.
Croy Bierman coming from the left side out on that end going against Roger Saffold. Lucky they didn't get a hold on top of that.
Hecker back to punt for the 2nd time. Angled towards the sideline. Douglas out of bounds at the 27. Bradford taking a hit after the throw from Osi Umenyiora. Matt Ryan, the 3rd overall pick back in the 2008 draft. Jake Long went number 1 to Miami, now with the Rams. Chris Long selected number 2 by St. Louis. And the top 3 picks from that draft all playing in the game today.
Yeah, and all have had all to great starts in their NFL career right now. Jake Long, originally drafted by the Dolphins, got some Pro Bowls on his resume. Chris Long, I mean, he is the epitome of what you would look for in that edge rusher. Great fit, especially now with Jeff Fisher here and what he asked those edge rushers to do. You saw he's over 40 career sacks. And then we all know about what Matt Ryan has done for the Atlanta Falcons franchise. Just a difference maker. They found their franchise quarterback, which is key in the NFL.
Thanks to a coin flip. Falcons had finished tied with Oakland and Kansas City in 2007. All 3 teams finishing 4-12. And Thomas Dimitroff, their general manager, called tails. The rest is history. There was a late flag, a holding call after the kick. So the Falcons start from their own 16-yard line, still without Steven Jackson. Still without their fullback Brady Ewing. Roddy White on the sidelines. Ryan on first down to Jason Snelling out of the backfield. Gain of just 1 as we check in once again with Kurt Menefee. Kurt.
Well, the good news for the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers hooks up with Randall Cobb. 35-yard score. They lead Washington 10-0. The bad news is they've lost running back Eddie Lacy for the game to a concussion. Getting loose and goose.
Thanks, Kurt. Both teams coming off Week 1 defeats. Early lead for the Packers over the Redskins as that pass is broken up. James Laurinaitis on the coverage. 3rd down and 7 upcoming.
And James Laurinaitis, he's lobbying with the official that there was a little bit of shove at the top. And Tony Gonzalez said veteran savvy is always finding ways to create separation. Pretty good clean pocket right there. Nice deflection, though, by James Laurinaitis, even if there was a little shove.
And once again, guys, the 4 defensive ends in for the Rams on 3rd down and 7.
And the big thing about this front is they feel very confident with them holding up against the run.
Falcons must get to the 26 as Ryan throws and the catch is made by Julio Jones. He's still going. Julio Jones takes it all the way, 81 yards for a Falcons touchdown.
Well, that's what Julio Jones brings to the table as a wide receiver, that explosive play over the top. Again, working from the slot against Janoris Jenkins, just a little wiggle to the outside, and Janoris Jenkins really jumped on that. That was not a great sell, not even really a true double move. But boy, Janoris Jenkins really bit hard on that outside move by Julio Jones before he went vertical.
Longest reception for Julio Jones, now in his 3rd season. Matt Bryant for the extra point. Falcons lead 14-0.
Well, we've talked about the play calling, the decision making. We've got quickness in the design, quickness in the decision, and now you go deep. Now here's Julio Jones right here. Here's some safety help over the top. Let's see what happened there. Maybe that's why Janoris Jenkins did bite on that out move, thinking he's got safety help. No, Rodney McLeod is moving to the right side of the field, so if you don't have safety help over the top, you cannot be that aggressive as a corner or a slot cover guy.
Second touchdown pass of the first quarter for Matt Ryan. Falcons doing it without Steven Jackson, who suffered the thigh injury earlier. Roddy White has been on the sidelines for all but 2 plays. Ryan connecting with Jones on the 81-yard touchdown.
Really good game plan by Dirk Cutter right now, the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. The opening drive, the ball's coming out quick. Matt Ryan's making good decisions. Not a lot of design plays to force your pass protection to really hold up for 3, 4, 5 seconds. And then they take the big shot over the top and hit Julio Jones.
remind you that every weeknight on Fox Sports 1, join Kurt J. Mike for Fox Football Daily. Tomorrow, we'll be joined by Howie to review all of today's games, preview the Steelers and Bengals, and recap all the college action as well. Fox Football Daily, weeknights only on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com now.
You take a look at the total yards right now in Atlanta, by score and by production, just dominating this game here early on. 0 rush yards, though, for the Falcons. We'll see if that becomes an issue as the game progresses.
And the good news now for the Rams, if there is any, this is their best starting field position. They started their first 2 drives from the 8 and 9 yard line. Now from the 20, this is Darrell Richardson, who replaced Steven Jackson as the starter. And Richardson takes it out to the 26 for a gain of 6.
And I think that Darrell Richardson and Isaiah Pete both were very, very fortunate to have Steven Jackson last year. You heard Sam Bradford talk about it. He sat down and said to be able to watch Steven during his week of preparation, how hard he worked, how he was a professional, how he took care of his body at that stage of his career is going to be very important for both of these young running backs moving forward.
Second down and 4. Here is Richardson again.
Looking at Richardson down here on the field. He does a great job of looking. Look how he scans the whole line of scrimmage. Doesn't give any keys to any of those defensive line to exactly where he's going. He looks right, then looks left. That's a true pro. That's a big thing that those defensive linemen are looking for. You get a lot of those young guys sometimes look exactly where they're going, and it's a key.
Clock winding down here in the first quarter. Bradford on 3rd down. It's complete for a first down. Out to the 39-yard line as Chris Givens gains 13.
We've talked about the youth on this roster. It's the youngest team in the NFL. You would think you get down into a situation like this, it might be trouble for them, but they showed some nice composure last week, and here they are again, just making some plays, staying on the field. They've got to give their defense a break. This offense has to put a drive together.
First quarter comes to an end with the Rams on the move. Complete from Siragusa to Ryan. 14-0 Atlanta. Back in Atlanta, we start the second quarter. Falcons lead the Rams 14-0. Empty backfield for St. Louis. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Bradford getting rid of it quickly. And the catch is made for a gain of 9 by Pettis.
Looking across that defensive secondary, we did not see Asante Samuel. There he is on the sideline. He was inactive last week with a thigh, does not have his helmet in his hand. So you've got Desmond Trufant, Robert Alford, and Robert McLean out there. They played well last week as a group.
Trufant and Alford rookies. McLean in his 3rd season. 2nd down and 1. Richardson into Falcons territory at the first down. To the Atlanta 43, a gain of 8 for Darrell Richardson. Asante Samuel again, who missed last week's game with the thigh injury, the 4-time Pro Bowler, former Patriot and Eagle. Can only watch. From the Falcons 43. Bradford dumps it off. Here's Richardson on the screen. And he's tackled by Corey Peters at the 39-yard line. Gain of 4.
You know, if you're a Falcons fan right now at 14-0, you're pretty happy, but right now St. Louis is putting together a drive, and let's go back the last 3 games for the Falcons. You see they're the 20-0 lead in the divisional round, had to hang on to win 30-28. Jumped out of the San Francisco 49ers by 17 before they lost 28-24 in the championship game, and last week 10-0, and then ended up losing 23-17, so they have these lulls after these really nice starts.
They lead this game 14-0. Empty backfield once again. 2nd down and 6. Bradford on the slant. It is complete down to the 35-yard line. It's Tavon Austin, the 1st-round pick out of West Virginia. 8th overall, 6 receptions for Austin in his NFL debut last week. And now the Rams quickly back up to the line. On 3rd and short, this is Benny Cunningham. And Cunningham
He's got a nice spot. He was driven back, Kenny, but I think he's got a nice spot by the officials. Going to be close.
Yeah, a nice burst initially before he was forced back.
Nice little move right there. Drop the shoulder, try and push that pile.
Yeah, he's got to definitely drop the shoulder. Too upright when he hit that line of scrimmage. You got to pick and choose where you're going to go, lower that shoulder, and run through that line of scrimmage. Something that you know how to do very well, Darryl.
It's so important with that pad level, Tony, when you get down there and you show Sean Witherspoon, you know, he's 56 is going to win this battle. Watch as he gets underneath the pad level of Benny Cunningham right there. That's what gives you the leverage to be able to drive him back.
Cunningham stopped just short.
Well, this team is known for their gadget plays on special teams, Darryl.
Gadget plays, aggressive decisions by Jeff Fisher. You're 14-0 right now.
We also have a field goal kicker who hit 7 times from 50-plus last year, but Fisher will leave his offense out on the field. 4th and inches.
Big bodies coming in for the Falcons defense.
Pay attention to that cadence.
3 tight ends. Richardson in the backfield. And this is Richardson. And he looks to have a Rams first down.
See that offensive line, see if they move that line of scrimmage. Some pretty good battles in there right there. Harvey Dahl gets in there, makes some contact. Richardson pushes the pile.
Yeah, Dahl does a nice job of getting his shoulders turned, making a nice little crease for Richardson to go and get through to get that first down.
Well, a new set of downs for the Rams. This will be the 10th play of the drive. They started at their own 20. Pettis in motion. From the 32, play action. And then Bradford dumps it off. It's deflected, picked off. And OCU Manure will bring it back all the way for a Falcons touchdown.
We talked about those tip balls, how it goes to the advantage of the defense. Saw it right there.
Now, they had one last week when they were backed up. Tony had a tip pass that turned into a pick 6. They've got another one this week. They were able to overcome it, but boy, at 21-0 now, staring at 21-0, that is going to be a tall order for this team.
OCU Manure, 10 seasons with the New York Giants, a 2-time Pro Bowler, has lived in Atlanta during the offseason for many years, signed with the Falcons, and in his first regular season home game, scores his 4th career touchdown, a 68-yard return by Umanura on the pick of Bradford. He needs some oxygen. Falcons lead 21-0.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Pizza Hut. Make it great. By Bose, the official home audio sponsor of the NFL. And by Rush from director Ron Howard and based on the incredible true story. Rush in theaters September 27th.
Back in Atlanta, OCU Manura with his first career interception. His prior 3 touchdowns came on fumble recoveries. Never had a pick with the Giants in 10 years.
Big challenge for teams when they play the Atlanta Falcons with OCU Manura and Corey Bierman on the outside. You think of them as pass rushers, but athletic enough to drop back into coverage.
Well, the Falcons now lead 21-0 as Cunningham takes a knee. Pass intended for Richardson, deflected. Umanura does the rest.
Well, here's where Mike Nolan can get you. He's going to come out with a defensive front that you're thinking pressure. Look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys along the line, but then OCU is going to come out and drop into coverage. Now, a good design, but the whole issue here comes with the pass to Daryl Richardson. Little fast, hits him in the chest, pops up in the air, and there's that tip ball that Tony talked about, and it's heading the other direction for a touchdown for OCU Manura. Very tough, Tony, when you're looking at Croy Bierman on one edge, O.C. Umenyiora on the other. All of a sudden, hey, those are good pass rushers, but they're so athletic, they can drop into coverage.
Yeah, and Sean Weatherspoon had really good coverage on that. I wouldn't have thrown that ball.
But now the Rams go back to work from the 20-yard line. Benny Cunningham, not much. Now on that return, was O.C. signaling that it is his first career interception, or was he promoting Fox Sports 1?
It was Fox Sports 1. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You didn't know that, Kenny?
I was pretty sure. That double meaning. 2nd and 10. Off the fake to Cunningham. Bradford going deep. And the pass intended for Austin. Once again, it's McClain on the coverage.
Robert McClain is not happy with himself. He feels he should have had the interception here. Plays the outside leverage as he goes to the post, stride for stride. Now he's going to undercut, go for the interception. He misses the interception. And Tavon Austin almost gets it on the deflection.
Yeah, that ball was underthrown. If you would have let him a little bit more, he might still be running.
Again, Falcons are without Asante Samuel start of the game, but he is on the sidelines. 3rd down and 10. Bradford's pass is caught and taken down to the 33-yard line by Chris Gibbons. A 47-yard connection.
Now we're starting to take some shots down the field. You got trips receivers over there. Robert McClain again kind of leaning on him, and as Chris Gibbons pulls away, there's where you get that separation.
Yeah, no pressure up front. That offensive line does a nice job. Falcons running a little bit of a game, a 3-man game, which takes a little bit more time. Gave Bradford plenty of time to look downfield for Gibbons.
Gibbons, the big play receiver for the Rams last year. He had a reception of at least 50 yards in 5 consecutive games. Now split backs. Richardson and Isaiah Peed in for the first time. Peed takes the handoff, and then he gets forced back by Sean Weatherspoon. Peed did not play last week, suspended 1 game for violating the league's substance abuse policy. 2nd season out of Cincinnati. He was the Big East Offensive Player of the Year 2 seasons ago.
But just was not allowed to be on the practice field, was able to work out and do all his conditioning. So he's excited to get his opportunity for his first playing time this season.
Now Austin lined up in the backfield. 2nd down and 9, and the Rams like to get the ball to Austin's hands any way they can, and this time he takes the handoff and a burst up the middle to the 25-yard line for a gain of 4.
Yeah, and you sneak him into the backfield. You're in that pistol formation. Sam Bradford's a big, tall guy. You try and hide Tavon Austin behind him.
So the Rams now facing 3rd down and 3, trailing 21-0. Three receivers plus the tight end Cook, who had a huge game last week, has not caught a pass today. And Bradford's pass is caught by Pettis, and Austin Pettis picks up the Rams' first down, takes it to the Falcons' 16.
This is a very nice response by the St. Louis Rams after dropping 21 points behind to start this game. Especially, you remember that interception came after the call on 4th down to go for it, keep that drive alive. Jeff Fisher feels like he's got his momentum built back up, and then that interception by O.C. Umenyiora. What are they going to do now? Down 21. Nice response with this drive.
From the Atlanta 16-yard line. Bradford throws it away. Under pressure from Parade Jerry that time.
All right, last play, Croy Bierman was covering Austin Pettis on a shallow crossing route. That play, he's covering Jared Cook, who had the best weekend of any tight end in the NFL. I tell you, the guy, they asked the guy to do everything, and he just, his athleticism is pretty impressive, Goose.
Absolutely. It's weird seeing the number 71 downfield on coverage.
But
It's just different, man.
We asked him about it Friday. He said, well, they won't let me play quarterback. Just about every other position. Here's Bradford on 2nd and 10. He checks it off to Richardson. And Richardson takes it down to the 5-yard line. There is an injured Ram, the right tackle, Roger Saffold, who has been bothered by a knee issue, also separated his shoulder during the preseason. Came out of the game for a period of time last week.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost.
$21-0 Falcons. Rams right tackle Roger Saffold injured on the last play.
I tell you though, Kenny, he got lucky. He's locked up with Croy Bierman right here, and Parade Jerry's going to come down on his leg. Now watch, he's going to pull his leg out. And honestly, this is something that all the players need to do. You feel that pressure on that leg, get it out from underneath. Don't let it get trapped down there. So Roger Saffold was able to get that leg out of the turf. He prevented himself from having a real serious injury.
He's replaced by Joe Barksdale. Rams flagged for illegal motion on the last play as well. So it is now 2nd and 15 from the Falcons 21.
Yeah, just a tough penalty too. It's only 5 yards, but you go from 1st and goal inside the 5 to 2nd and 15 now out here at around the 16, 17, or 21-yard line.
Midway through the 2nd quarter from the Georgia Dome. Bradford on 2nd and 15. Jared Cook, his first catch today. And Cook takes it down to the 11 for a gain of 10.
Troy Bierman does a nice job of going from right over the center. You see him right here going and picking Cook up. That's a big target right there. That's a big man, Moose.
Yeah.
Tight ends.
He looked really good last week. Great pickup by St. Louis in the offseason.
He played for Jeff Fisher in Tennessee. Rams empty the backfield, 3rd down and 5. And Bradford's pass is broken up by Desmond Trufant. It was intended for Chris Gibbons.
Tried to force that one in, Darryl.
Yeah, I agree, Tony. I mean, that's a tough throw. That's a long throw. That ball is in the air a long time. Desmond Trufant working the slot, number 21 against Chris Gibbons. Great job getting his head around. As soon as Chris Gibbons makes his break to the outside, Desmond Trufant looks back at the quarterback to find the ball.
So here's Greg Zuerlein. This is a short attempt for Greg the Leg from only 29 yards out. Hit the game winner from 48 last week, and Zuerlein's kick is good. So the Rams are on the board. They pick up 3. Following the breakup by the number 1 pick, Trufant. Falcons now lead 21-3 as Roger Saffold, latest player to suffer an injury in today's game, will head back to the Rams locker room.
Yeah, I was hoping that he got that leg out in time, and not a good sign to see somebody going off in the cart.
Rogers will take a knee. Thought about coming out. Falcons will start from their own 20-yard line as Matt Ryan heads back onto the field.
It's been a tough afternoon out there. Very physical game. And this is, Atlanta, they had a lot of guys miss practice this week getting ready for the St. Louis Rams because of the physical game last week against New Orleans. And Steven Jackson, Brady Ewing, that's your starting backfield. So again, can't say enough about having a guy like Jason Snelling on your roster that's that tweener that can do fullback, running back, split out in the slot, do anything you want to do with this offense.
This is the first play, Darryl, that the Falcons offense is running in the 2nd quarter. As Ryan goes deep looking for Douglas. Rodney McLeod on the coverage.
Good position by Rodney McLeod on this. Here comes Harry Douglas. Your safety picks him up as he goes deep. Getting that head around. It's so important to get that head around.
The Rams had run the prior 20 plays. 10-play drive, the Umenyiora interception for a score, and then another 10-play drive, culminating with the field goal. Second down and 10. Here's Rodgers up the middle for a couple as we check in with Kurt.
Well, the Vikings offense has yet to score, but that's okay. Special teams and defense taking over. Jared Allen with a sack, scooped up by Brian Robinson. He takes it 61 yards for a touchdown to even the count at 14 apiece. 5.5 left in the first half. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Osi Umenyiora had a beat by 7 yards. 68-yard defensive score for the Falcons on the interception return. Empty backfield, third down and 8. Falcons must get to the 30. Here's Julio Jones, and a nice tackle by Janoris Jenkins, stopping Jones 2 yards shy of a first down.
A very good coverage right there by Janoris Jenkins. So much speed with Julio Jones, so athletic. And let's pay off this offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons. Doing a nice job so far today. It was one of the matchups we were going to watch. And right there they had that speed nickel in again, Tony, with 4 defensive ends across the board. But Matt Ryan had a clean pocket.
Yep, huge question mark going into this game. But I'll tell you what, this first half they played extremely well.
News first time the Falcons have gone 3 and out today. Bosher bunting to Austin. Taking at the 21. What a tackle and a flag. Antone Smith getting downfield to bring down Austin after a 50-yard punt by Bosher.
I can't tell you how well that was executed. Directional kicking by Matt Bosher to the sideline. Antone Smith, a great job beating that double team on the outside as the gunner.
During the kick, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Great hustle by Antone Smith. Beats the double team. Creates the penalty. And remember Mike Smith talked to us about that. He loved the way his guys on special teams ran last week. Put the opposition, the Saints, in a position to have to commit penalties to get their blocks. And there's a great example of it right there. Antone Smith doing it again this week. Running, working as hard as he possibly can. Puts the St. Louis defender in the position, you're going to have to block me in the back or I'm going to blow up your punt returner.
So for the third time in 5 possessions, Rams will start inside the 11-yard line. Joe Barksdale remains in at right tackle for Roger Saffold. Rams going with 3 tight ends. Bradford on first down, getting one of those tight ends, Mike McNeil, and he is thrown down by the strong safety William Moore.
That's a nice wrap up by William Moore. And you get on the edge like that, you don't jump, you get out of bounds. McNeil goes and jumps, Moore catches him. That's a great double leg takedown.
Moore, Pro Bowler last season. Now second down and 5. Richardson. And Darrell Richardson picks up a Rams first down. Out to the 26-yard line. Gain of 11 for Richardson.
This is great patience by Richardson on the run because it's designed to go right where the blitz is coming. Look at Moore coming right into that area. Great job getting in between those 2 defenders coming upfield. Vision. That looked like a play, Tony, that was going to be dead in the water. Darrell Richardson turned it into a positive.
Yeah, Goodman came upfield too much. I mean, Richardson does a nice job of cutting back almost 3 holes to the right. I like how he has a new gear once he gets across that line of scrimmage.
Bradford under pressure.
That's a scary play. You've got your quarterback in that pistol formation. He's got his back turned to an unblocked defensive end. I mean, very, very strange. I mean, there's no blocking here. Watch, he's going to turn his back, turn around, and you got a big defensive end right in your face.
Yeah, it was Jonathan Massaquoi And Bradford forced to throw it away. Now 2nd and 10. On the 26-yard line. Bradford's pass, and Austin wasn't ready for it.
He wasn't ready for it because the Falcons were bringing a blitz right up the middle. They picked up one of the guys, but there was 2 guys coming free. And Tony, you were just talking in commercial prior to Mike Nolan kind of doing a lot of 3-man rushes and dropping 8. This series, he's completely changed everything up again.
Dude, every time I see this defense line up, 3 rushers, 4 rushers, it looks like 5. He goes back to 3. He's really keeping this offensive line off balance.
3rd down and 10. Rams must get to the 36. Pressure from Bierman. Bradford gets rid of it. And the pass intended for the tight end, Jared Cook.
Well, that penalty on that punt earlier on special teams by Bailey really going to come into play here, Darryl, with field position.
Oh, I got another one. Troy Bierman limping off the field now. 71 coming from the left side of your screen.
Becker punting for the 3rd time. Douglas back deep for the Falcons, who lead 21-3. As we approach 3 minutes remaining, 2nd quarter. Here's Douglas from the 31. 3 yards on the return. 44-yard punt. As you mentioned, Darryl, Bierman injured on that last play.
Now let's watch him turn the corner as he's going upfield. See if it gets that foot planted. Yeah, I kind of just think that his foot kicked out. I mean, it was such a hard angle that he was taking as he was changing direction, coming upfield with a little bit of leverage on you from the offensive tackle.
So Bierman checked out by the Falcons medical staff. Now Roddy White is back on the field. He's played sparingly today, as was the case last week in New Orleans. Falcons going with 3 wide receivers, and there's White split to the right. Best starting field position of the day for Atlanta. Still without Steven Jackson, the Rams' all-time leading rusher, who was injured while scoring a touchdown in the 1st quarter. Harry Douglas knocked out of bounds at the 36. Time for a game break. Here's Joel Klatt. Joel?
All right, Kenny, and Tim Jennings, last year, 9 interceptions, led the NFL, got his first one this season. He's going to take this one all the way back to the house. Chicago up 21-14. Kenny, Moose and Goose, Christian Ponder's on some thin ice.
35 points, but not a lot of offense. It's defense and special teams.
A defensive touchdown here in Atlanta as well.
Chevy, Didi, Chevy, Didi. 55. Express. Let him go.
2nd down and 8. Ryan to Jones. And Julio Jones has a 1st down and more across midfield into Rams territory. Jones gains 16.
I think these wide receiver screens that we see in the NFL now, kind of the similar thing coming up from that college level. The athlete at the defensive line in the NFL has become so athletic that it's very difficult to do the old traditional screen.
Jones over 100 yards in the 1st half. Bierman helped off. As we hit the 2-minute warning, Jackson the early score, injured on the play. Falcons lead by 18. Back in Atlanta, 2 minutes remaining, 2nd quarter. Falcons on the move, leading 21-3. 1st and 10 from the Rams' 48-yard line. Ryan to Julio Jones once again. Jones tackled by Rodney McLeod at the 44. Gain of 4 yards.
Impressed with Rodney McLeod so far this afternoon from that safety position, whether it's in coverage or tackling.
Let's go. Chevy, Rangers. Chevy, Rangers. 55. Express. Let him go.
Ryan on 2nd and 5 to the outside. It's Douglas for another Falcons 1st down.
Atlanta's got 3 timeouts still left.
They take one here as We check in with Kurt Menefee. What's coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, Kurt?
Coming up on the Visa Halftime Show, we'll get you caught up on all the early games. Miami, San Diego, and Cleveland thinking upsets early. And the Titans in Texas, and a tight one in Houston. All that and more coming up on the Visa Halftime. We'll see you then.
You know, Howie Long is keeping a close eye on this game with his son Chris on the field.
I think he's going to be mad at him for that offsides on the opening drive, though.
Terrific game for Chris and Robert Quinn, the Rams defensive line last week. Chris with the hip injury during the week. He was questionable, but did make the start. And there's the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, and I think maybe playing a little bit more than Jeff Fisher anticipated. We expected Chris Long to share some snaps with William Hayes, but he's been out there the majority of the time.
Rams have the 4 defensive ends on the field now. Hayes and Sims joining Long and Quinn. On first down, the handoff to Jaquiz Rogers, but he's wrapped up. Eugene Sims makes the tackle, loss of a yard.
And that's when you go to a 4 defensive end formation with your defensive line, you would think that maybe we can take advantage of that up inside, be able to knock these guys off the ball, but that's not the case. Eugene Sims and William Hayes, outside players, are very, very effective inside at the tackle spot.
They remain on the field. 2nd and 11. There's Roddy White. His first catch today. And the Falcons will use their second timeout. 52 seconds remaining. Well, last Wednesday, Americans tuned into the Ultimate Fighter in record numbers as the Ronda Rousey-Miesha Tate rivalry produced a shocking finish. And if you thought last week was as intense as it gets, wait until you see the explosive turn the Rousey-Tate battle takes this week. Don't miss an all-new episode of the Ultimate Fighter Wednesday on Fox Sports 1. Find Fox Sports 1 on your provider. Go to foxsports1.com. Now, Falcons have used 2 timeouts. 52 seconds remaining. Terrific first half for Matt Ryan.
Yeah, really good game calling by Dirk Cutter, too. Just great play selection. He's kept his defense off balance. Great job with the cadence. Quick decisions by Matt Ryan. Really negated that rush.
3rd down and 5. Ryan on 3rd down, complete. It is White again. 2nd consecutive catch. Roddy White picks up another Falcons first down. They will hold on to their final timeout. From the Rams 26. Half-minute remaining. 2nd quarter. Ryan fires. It was deflected by Hayes. And then he was unable to come up with the pick.
Lamar Holmes slow getting up 2 plays ago. Still a little bit winded out there. See if Chris Long can take advantage of that. He's who's matched up against Lamar Holmes coming from that left defensive end position. Got close on that last play.
Holmes making his 2nd NFL start. 24 seconds on the clock. 1 timeout for Atlanta. Ryan on 2nd down. Over the middle, it's Gonzalez at the 15-yard line. Another Falcons first down. And Mike Smith will use his final timeout with 18 seconds remaining.
Well, another great start by the Atlanta Falcons. Steven Jackson gets the touchdown, but Matt Ryan using all his weapons offensively. Then after throwing some short passes, hits Julio Jones over the top for that touchdown. And then right when it looked like St. Louis was going to get back into the game, maybe get it to 14-3, 14-7, O.C. Umenyiora on the 68-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Falcons with the lead, but they've suffered a number of key injuries. Steven Jackson has not returned since the touchdown. Asante Samuel started the game, but we have not seen him since the first quarter. Croy Bierman with an ankle injury headed off, and the Rams have lost a couple of players as well. 2 touchdown passes for Matt Ryan. 18 seconds on the clock. No timeouts as the Falcons look to extend their lead. Excuse me, Goose. Here's Ryan, who was hit as he got rid of the football. Falcons use 4 seconds now, 14 remaining.
Now, this is really the first time we've seen them get to Matt Ryan. Remember, he took that big hit from Kenny Vaccaro last week right into that same area. He was grimacing after that play. It's Robert Quinn coming from the outside, Kendall Langford coming up inside.
Two things that they got to be aware of. Nope, they're going to go for the field goal right here, guys, with 14 seconds left.
So the Falcons elect not to take one more shot at the end zone.
Yeah, interesting decision right here. You've got the opportunity to take at least one shot, maybe two shots. Well, second and third down into the end zone before you come out and kick. I wonder if that last contact on Matt Ryan had anything to do with Mike Smith's decision process right here.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
I mean, obviously the ball has to go into the end zone. It's either caught or incomplete, and then you line back up. But there's time for 2 plays here.
Now, Scott Green just said 4th down. It's only 2nd down.
Really surprised we didn't see the Julio Jones fade to the corner moves that we saw during warm-ups.
So it'll be a 38-yard attempt for Bryant. Remember, the Falcons picked up the 1st down on the Gonzalez catch. Then Ryan on 1st down with the pass took the hit. So on 2nd down, Bryant connects from 38 yards out, extending the Atlanta lead. Coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will take you through week 2. Early games, big upsets brewing, and an AFC South showdown in Houston. That's all coming up on the Visa Halftime Report. Falcons out to a 24-3 lead. Ryan, 19 of 26, 237 yards, and a pair of first-quarter touchdown passes to Steven Jackson and Julio Jones.
And then a great job by the Atlanta Falcons defense getting that pick 6 by O.C. Umenyiora. We showed the last 3 games for the Atlanta Falcons, gotten out to great starts with some big leads. Lost last week to the New Orleans Saints, lost in the championship game to the 49ers, pulled one out against Seattle in the divisional round. But, you know, when we start thinking about that again and the lull they get into, O.C. Umenyiora comes up with really the key play right here in the first half.
Bosch's kickoff will not be taken out by Cunningham. Here's Umenyiora, his first career pick. How about this, Darryl? First player in 20 years to score a touchdown on his first career interception with at least 10 years experience in the league. Joseph Nash of Seattle back in '93. So O.C. goes 10 seasons with the Giants without an interception, and he scores on his first pick with the Falcons.
He just needed to get back home to Atlanta.
A successful home opener for O.C. Umenyiora as a member of the Falcons. Rams will get the ball first in the second half, but they trail by the score of 24-3. The Visa Halftime Report with Kurt and the gang is coming up after these messages.
Come on.
Steven Jackson drives for the end zone. Touchdown. Julio Jones takes it all the way, 81 yards. Atlanta Falcons have not lost back-to-back games since 2009. Losing in New Orleans last week, bouncing back here at home as we get set to begin the second half, 24-3. Atlanta. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL.
Yeah, but I like the approach that they've took in their preparation this week. And Matt Ryan told us, you know, we couldn't just look at New Orleans and go, hey, that was a tough environment with the return of Sean Payton. There were some mistakes that we made during that course of that game. We're not all right. We've got to make things all right. And obviously, through the first half, they've taken care of a lot of those issues that they saw in the game last week against the Saints.
Rams get the ball first to start the second half. And for the Falcons, Darryl, we've talked about it throughout the first half, blowing leads in their last 3 games dating back to the postseason. Lead by 3 touchdowns today.
The biggest thing is finishing. They've got to finish today. Off to another great start, but I want to see how they progress in this second half. Let's get out. Let's win the game the way we should. Get some guys some opportunity to rest late in the game. But remember, this is a St. Louis Rams team. Came back in the fourth quarter last week. Sam Bradford's had some magic in the last 9 games with 4 fourth quarter comebacks. Don't let it get to that point and be a tight game.
Rams trailed by 11 in the fourth quarter last week. Came back to defeat the Arizona Cardinals. Bradford on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, complete to the tight end, Lance Kendricks, who gained 6.
Take a look at the first half stats, and you can see what the guys were talking about at halftime for the Falcons, just 1-yard rushing. But let's split it up first quarter, second quarter. You can see the difference. You made the point, Kenny. 20 consecutive plays by the St. Louis Rams there in that second quarter. But they had the pick 6 by Osi Umenyiora as part of those 20 plays.
Still no Asante Samuel for the Falcons. Suffered a number of key injuries today, and on 2nd and 4, big stop by Massaquoi.
Hey, Kenny, had a chance to talk to Mike Smith going in right after the half. Asked him, why did you decide to go for a field goal with 14 seconds left, no timeouts? He said, listen, anything inside 16 seconds, we do not take that chance. We kick the field goal, because if we do catch the ball inbounds and we don't, get out of bounds on that play, the clock runs out. So anything inside of 16 seconds, we opt to go and kick the field goal.
Now the Falcons did not have any timeouts remaining. Thanks, Goose. 3rd down and 5. Bradford over the middle, and the pass was behind the intended receiver, Tavon Austin. Rams go 3 and out.
I just don't think Matt Ryan's going to make a play in that situation that's going to leave you on the field with the clock running with no timeouts. I would have liked to have seen him take at least 1 shot into the end zone. And this is something that Atlanta struggled with last week. These 3 and outs, or the turnovers, is really reducing the number of plays you have. Just a critical mistake by the St. Louis Rams to come out and get forced into a 3 and out to start this second half.
Rams also went 3 and out on their first possession of the game. Harry Douglas met immediately by the rookie out of West Virginia, Stedman Bailey. Bailey and Austin were Geno Smith's 2 key receivers at West Virginia. Both Rams, and Bailey makes the terrific play on special teams.
Used to getting off press coverage as a wide receiver, so when you get out there with a gunner one-on-one, a nice tackle by the offensive guy.
Excellent job. Nice job of holding on to the ball, too, by Douglas.
Bailey, 3rd-round pick. 2nd all-time receiver at West Virginia, behind only Tavon Austin. So now the Falcons start from their own 27-yard line. Jaquiz Rogers for the injured Steven Jackson in the backfield, along with Jason Snelling, lined up the fullback position, and with Snelling leading the way, this is Rogers, but Alec Ogletree, who had a big first half, comes up to make the tackle. Loss of 4 on the play.
Well, business as usual for the Atlanta Falcons. Kind of a mixed bag there. They turn it on and they're getting touchdowns, and then they kind of hit those lulls, but they find a way to get off to great starts. But the big question here as we get into the second half, Kenny, is how is this offensive line, the running backs and the tight ends, going to continue to hold up with protection? I thought good play calling by Dirk Cutter in the first half. We'll see if they follow that same recipe here in the second.
Ryan hitting 8 different receivers in the first half. On 2nd down and 14, it's Rogers, and he takes it out to the 29. That's the best run of the day for the Falcons. Not only the 1 rushing yard in the first half, Rogers gained 6.
One of the big things about the running game, you can have the explosive playmakers on the outside, but there's certain times during the course of the season where you have to be able to take time off the clock in that running game.
Falcons must get to the 37 for a first down. Ryan in trouble. Down he goes. Long with the initial pressure, and then Robert Quinn, who had 3 sacks last week, takes Ryan down back at the 21-yard line.
Well, you can't protect both edges. Very difficult to do that. They've got Jaquiz Rogers to Chris Long side. That means that on the back side, you're going to be one-on-one. Sam Baker versus Robert Quinn.
Nice pressure also by Kendall Langford. Up the middle, nowhere for Matt Ryan to go and step up in the pocket. That's why I got so much pressure on that outside with those ends.
Bosher punting from his own 10-yard line. There is a flag. Taken by Austin at the 24. Nowhere to go, and it's Drew Davis, Falcons backup wide receiver, who makes the tackle. We will check in with referee Scott Green.
Back-to-back nice tackles by wide receivers for both teams.
First Bailey for the Rams, and now Drew Davis.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 12. Penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
So that's Stedman Bailey, who made the special teams tackle moments ago.
And here's one of those matchups we've been looking at. Chris Long against Lamar Holmes, having a little help from the running back, but here comes the other side.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Chevrolet. Check out the all-new Chevy Silverado at the Silverado vs. All event. By Miller Lite. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV.
Back in Atlanta, Falcons leading by 21. Yet another special teams penalty, third of the day, committed by the Rams. So they start at their 13-yard line. Bradford throws on first down, and the catch is made by Gibbons. And Chris Gibbons takes it out to the 28-yard line for a gain of 15. Now, last season, Jeff Fisher's Rams, the most penalized team in the NFL. Falcons committed the fewest penalties ever in a 16-game season. Rams 5 penalties today, Falcons only 2.
Kenny, I don't know if you know this, but 3 of the 5 penalties have been on special teams of the last 5.
And you talk about field position, Goose. The Rams have not started any drive from outside their own 20-yard line. Here's Richardson, who found a hole. There is a flag, however, back at the 25-yard line.
Right on cue. Opportunity for a nice
Holding.
run.
Offense, number 63. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's on the center, Scott Wells.
Keep your eyes open for number 63 right there.
Dumping Corey Peters out of the way.
No, I've seen a lot worse than that. But you know what? When you're the most penalized team in the league, guess what happens? If it's close, they're calling it.
Have a reputation, 6th penalty today. Committed by the Rams. Now Bradford stumbling, gets rid of it, and Cunningham unable to make the catch.
That was a nice effort by Sam Bradford just to avoid the sack and get this ball out. Pressure coming in from the right side. Jonathan Massaquoi. Remember, we talked about those injuries, and it's on both sides of the ball. Roger Saffold, the right tackle, out. Joe Barksdale's in.
Boy, Bierman has not returned for the Falcons on defense, nor has Asante Samuel. 2nd down and 20. Bradford's pass could not be handled by Austin. R2 on the coverage, 3rd and 20 upcoming.
Dow, just watch it. Sam Bradford's putting the ball where it could be caught. His receivers are just, not catching that ball. A lot of them up in the air. That's not good for an offense, because defenses, when you get those tip balls, man, a lot of them turn to interceptions.
Yeah, he needs a little help from his wide receivers and running backs on the outside.
Rams must get to the 38 for a first down. Bradford over the top. This is Richardson. Richardson to the 36-yard line, but it will not be enough as he tries to convince the officials.
I wasn't down. Nobody touched me.
Tell you what, a lot of pressure on Sam Bradford. Watch him here just standing in the pocket. OCU when you are on the outside. Stands up there and just gets that ball out. Darrell Richardson. Close, but no cigar.
I remember there was the holding penalty on first down. They've got a nice 8-9 yard run, puts them in second and short, and all of a sudden you're facing first and long.
Penalties hurting the Rams throughout this game. Now Hecker punting from his 27-yard line to Douglas this time. Calls for the fair catch at the 24. Tough afternoon for Sam Bradford and the Rams offense. Falcons go back to work from their own 24-yard line. Wiz Rogers for the injured Steven Jackson in the backfield. Falcons lead 24-3. Gonzalez makes the catch. Will Witherspoon the tackle. Gonzalez, remember, announced his retirement following last season. His son Nico talked him into coming back.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with Nico. You know, when you start the season, you know, Atlanta has to be one of your favorites in the NFC. They're in the championship game last year, and he just talked to his father and said, listen, you're so close, your team is so good, you got to go back for one more year and take a shot at winning a Super Bowl title. So he had promised his son he'd be there for his first year of tackle football. They came to a nice agreement, and we get one more year with Tony Gonzalez in the NFL.
Finally won a playoff game last season. Ryan to the outside, it's Julio Jones, who picks up a Falcons first down out to the 43.
Well, we think about him as that guy who can just have explosive plays. We saw it with the 81-yard touchdown in the first half, but he's a complete receiver. I mean, look, you have to respect his speed, and he does such a nice job of pushing it up to the top and snapping it out to create that separation.
Julio's 7th catch today, 128 yards, doing it with Roddy White on the sidelines for most of this game. He's seen limited action, has 2 receptions. From the 42, it's Rogers, and he runs into the arms of Robert Quinn.
And neither team able to run the football during the course of this game.
Only 3 rushing yards for the Falcons. Steven Jackson scored the game's first touchdown on an 8-yard reception, but he was injured on the play. The Rams' all-time leading rusher signed with Atlanta during the offseason, and he has not returned since. Second down and 11. Nice adjustment by Ryan. And Rogers takes it out to the 46-yard line before he's brought down by James Laurinaitis.
A lot more patience this week compared to last week against New Orleans on the screen, Darrell. The offensive line doing a nice job of waiting, being patient, wait for those defensive linemen to get upfield and then sliding out. One of them peeling back and trying to get the most dangerous defensive lineman. A lot more rhythm, it looks like to me, on that screen play.
Yeah, I agree. I like the peel back element there because that's where the pursuit comes from. They see that screen coming and they retrace.
3rd down and 5. Ryan fires. He was looking for Gonzalez. TJ McDonald on the coverage. Ryan a bit slow to get up.
I remember right there at the end of the first half, he got a hit on that last drive that they got the field goal on. Michael Brocker's working from that right defensive tackle.
He's tough because last week in the New Orleans game, he took a nice shot early in the game, too. Got back up. Didn't get the wind knocked out of him.
Sacked 3 times last week, Tony. Hit 6 times. Austin scoops it up at the 8. So again, the Rams, and there is a flag. Depending on the flag, Rams pinned deep in their own territory.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 50, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
It's about technique, you know, and Mike Smith, again, we mentioned this earlier, it's the running. His guys are running. They're putting the St. Louis people in the position where they have to commit the penalty or their guy's going to make the tackle.
For the third time today, Rams will start a possession inside their own 10-yard line, following their fourth penalty committed on special teams. From the 5-yard line on first down, this is Richardson breaking through out to the 11 for a gain of 6.
You mentioned the starting field position for the Rams, Kenny. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, Atlanta not real great at the 23, but at the 15. And a lot of it self-inflicted with these penalties on special teams that Tony's talking about.
Yeah, a lot of those young guys, you know, it's one thing to be aggressive on special teams, but it's another thing to be dumb.
And their best starting field position today, Tony, has been the 20. On the delay, 2nd and 4. Nice tackle again. It's Joplo Bartu. We've seen him make a number of good plays today for the Falcons. The undrafted rookie out of Texas State who brings down Richardson.
Yeah, and you talk about Joplo Bartu is really kind of their cover guy. You know, he's going to be the guy that comes in nickel situation, gets some snaps there, but showing you right there, he's a good run defender as a linebacker as well.
Now, one thing I don't see from either one of these offensive linemen is blocking the guys on the line of scrimmage and then getting to that second level. Not doing it, that's why we're seeing all these linebackers make these tackles in the run situation.
Empty backfield, 3rd down and 5. Bradford to the outside. No flags. There was a collision between Austin and McLean. Rams will punt once again.
Well, let's credit the Atlanta defense for shutting down Jared Cook this afternoon. And there's Joplo Bartu again in coverage right there. And that's just the game of football, running through that, breaking it to the outside. But Jared Cook, Sam Bradford not in sync this afternoon.
Cook with 7 receptions, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. Has only 1 catch today. Good kick and a fair catch called for by Douglas. Back of the 33. The rookie Bartu getting the job done for the Falcons. Back at the Georgia Dome with producer Barry Landis, director Brian Lilly, Kenny Albert, Darrell Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Falcons with a 21-point lead. And they start from their own 33-yard line with Jason Snelling in the backfield. Gonzalez in motion. On first down, the toss to Snelling. And Snelling makes a nice cut and takes it out to the 40 for a gain of 7.
Underrated player on this roster for the Atlanta Falcons. Just, he's back there. You can always count on him. He's going to be able to come in and do so many different things for you.
Also, bad tackling by that defense. Look at all the arm tackles.
That's a slashing runner right there.
Yeah, I agree. Big enough. You can't arm tackle that guy. You better go get him and wrap him up.
7th season out of Virginia. Does not carry the ball very often. Played behind Michael Turner and now Steven Jackson. This time it's DeQuiz Rogers. 3rd down and 1 upcoming. Time for a game break with Joel Klatt. Joel?
All right, Kenny, no slashing runners or bad tackling here, just an excellent pass. Alex Smith to Dwayne Bowe. And Kansas City takes the 1-point lead over Dallas, 14-13. Back to you guys in Atlanta.
You got to remember, that's the old Dallas Texans franchise. I remember we came out one time, we played Kansas City at Texas Stadium. I walked out, I'm like, what is with all the red in the bowl, the lower bowl? And they said, hey, they hide those Cowboy jerseys unless when you play the Texans, the old Texans fans, they're Kansas City Chiefs fans now.
That's right. Now Ryan on 3rd and 1. There's a flag as Gonzalez went up to make the catch in Rams territory. But it will be coming back.
Interference, offense, number 88. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Got to plant that seed early. Remember, James Laurinaitis was talking to the officials about the push. Now, you're supposed to be subtle. As you become a veteran player, you learn the subtleties of the game, and you learn how to get away with it.
That's subtle?
that was anything but subtle. Grab you around the shoulders, I'm going to throw you to the ground.
I was going to say that was a great tackle. Wrapped it up really nice. You know, just finish it.
So the 17-year vet tries to take advantage of a rookie.
With a rookie move to get separation.
So now 3rd down and 11. Falcons must get to the 43 as Ryan is taken down for the second time today. It is Eugene Sims with the sack.
Well, you've got some vertical routes in that situation. Your check downs were covered, so nowhere for Matt Ryan to go with the ball, and that pocket just collapses on him.
Mosher waiting back at his 10-yard line. Taken at the 21 by Austin. And Austin returns it 5 yards, 54-yard punt.
No flag, Kenny.
I don't see any, Goose. Rams back on offense.
The Atlanta Falcons lead 24-3, but it's been a physical football game today. We've had some key injuries. Going back to the beginning of the game, Brady Ewing hurts his shoulder. Steven Jackson with a thigh injury on that touchdown. And Croy Bierman, whose versatility really helps this Atlanta Falcon defense, hurts his ankle on that pass rush. Mike Smith has to have some concerns. He talked about last week's game being physical and a lot of guys being limited or out at practice. We haven't seen Asante Samuel since early in the game. So another tough week on the injury front for the Atlanta Falcons. And that's with Roddy White already carrying that high ankle sprain coming in.
The one Falcon who is injured today who has returned is Cliff Matthews. He was out during the last series. Best starting field position of the day for the Rams as Bradford's pass is caught by Gibbons. And Gibbons has a first down out to the 46-yard line, a gain of 20. Never be without football. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL to download it now. That is only the third first down combined for both teams in the second half. We've had 6 punts. Bradford on first down. And into Falcons territory goes Pettis.
When you have that many punts, it's just the inability of these offenses to establish any type of rhythm. See if the Rams can continue on this drive.
Number 43. Bradford moving to his right, directing traffic, and then he throws it away.
But we've got Asante Samuel out of the lineup, so we've got the young group of corners in there. When you talk about Desmond Trufant and Robert Alford, Robert McClain, veteran in the back with them, but on that play right there, it's great coverage. I mean, they are staying with these guys. Sam Bradford breaks to the outside, and these corners and nickelback, they're running stride for stride with the Rams receivers.
Need a little help from that defensive line. I know they're only rushing 4, but they got to bring some more pressure on Sam.
2nd and 10. Bradford a pump fake. And now he throws to the outside. It's Pettis. Another Rams first down. Austin Pettis. If the name sounds familiar, he's the nephew of former Major League outfielder Gary Pettis, and he picks up 20 more yards.
Great job by the offensive line of the Rams. You know, they give a little play action look up front. They're picking up the tempo right now, but Sam Bradford just standing back there, picking apart this secondary.
From the 23 on first down. Bradford fires, and the catch is made by the tight end Kendricks. Inside the Falcons 10, Lance Kendricks gains 17, and it will be 1st and goal for St. Louis.
As Mike Nolan goes back and forth with different looks by his defense to confuse this offense, you know, he's in that series right now, Tony, where it's 3- and 4-man rushes, and Sam Bradford really taking advantage of it.
Empty backfield once again on 1st and goal from the 6. Bradford throws to the end zone. It is Austin, and it's a Rams touchdown.
Let's watch the tail end of this to see if we've got everything to complete the catch. Tavon Austin works to the outside, right along the sideline. Possession, 2 feet down. Maintains possession all the way through the process to the ground. Well done by the young rookie.
First NFL touchdown for Austin.
The previous play is under review.
As Darryl mentioned, all scoring plays automatically reviewed. We take another look.
Good job getting lost in that corner. Robert McLean kind of lost his feel with him, got kind of locked on to Sam Bradford as he moved to the outside. That gave Tavon Austin the opportunity to sneak onto that side right there. There's the possession. 2 feet are down. Now he has to maintain possession all the way through the catch as he goes to the ground.
Looks like he did. Terrific job getting both feet inbounds.
Great job by the officials seeing that, man. That thing, you don't realize it. We get to see it in slow motion down here and even on TV, but those officials, they have to make decisions so quick, and to see it all as it's happening, I'll tell you what, I'm amazed at how they do it.
Tony actually giving the officials credit.
Every now and then, Kenny, I'll tell you what, it's not an easy job.
It's not, and more times than not, Tony, you're exactly right. The game moves so quickly. The speed of this game is so fast, and very rarely do we see the call overturned. It's amazing to me how they get their eyes from to possession to his feet are down, and he's got control all the way through the catch.
And they do seem to be correct about 99% of the time.
Yeah, and we sit here and pick it apart and overanalyze, and we're wrong about 50% of the time. And we'll talk about all this, and then I'll be wrong again.
First watch Austin's feet.
After reviewing the play, the receiver had possession of the ball with 2 feet inbounds. Touchdown.
So good work all around by the officiating crew. It's the first NFL touchdown for Austin. Greg Sirline for the extra point. So it is now a 2-possession game in Atlanta with a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. We talk about the revival of the NFC West, 2008, 9, and 10. The NFC West had the worst record against non-division opponents when you combine all 4 teams of the 8 divisions in the NFL. But how about last season, 23-17?
Yeah, back in 08, you were happy to cross over into the NFC West, but not so anymore. And this division will continue to get tougher and tougher. Jeff Fisher will have this team as one of the tougher teams. You always know when you play Jeff Fisher, it's going to be a physical game. Bruce Arians out in Arizona will have that team turned around quickly, and we already know about Seattle and San Francisco, their big matchup later this evening. The NFC West, and it's that style as well. It's a physical, you better be ready to play some football when you go up against the NFC West.
And how about the job Jeff Fisher's Rams did last year, coming off a 2-win season in Jeff's first year in St. Louis. They lose only 1 of 4 games to San Francisco and Seattle, a win and a tie against the 49ers, and they split with the Seahawks.
Yeah, and even Mike Smith, very, very complimentary of Jeff Fisher and what he's been able to do, how he's turned this roster over. We talked about it. It's the youngest group in the NFL, but he wants all these guys to grow together. They're veteran in the offensive line, young in the skill spots. This is going to be a fun team to watch over the next couple seasons.
Rodgers takes it out. Rodgers is tackled at the 13-yard line by Chase Reynolds, who made the Rams roster, spent the last 2 seasons on the practice squad.
There's that quick start again by Atlanta. Look at that 178 to 45 the first quarter, but since that time, St. Louis has really controlled this game, and again, that huge interception by Osi Umenyiora on the deflection off of Daryl Richardson.
The Falcons, Darryl, 3 possessions in the second half, 3 punts, only 1 first down. And for Atlanta, their worst starting field position today from the 13-yard line. Ryan looked right, now looks left, and throws, and the catch is made by Roddy White. Took a hard hit from Rodney McLeod despite gains 9.
Very impressed with Rodney McLeod. You saw the physicality right there as he comes up on the tackle, but also in coverage. We've seen him on wide receivers, tight ends, up-and-coming safety in the NFL.
Under a minute to go, third quarter.
Oklahoma! Shout! Oklahoma! Shout! Oklahoma!
On 2nd and 1, it's Rodgers. After Chris Rodgers has a first down, but there is a flag.
Holding, number 75. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Right guard, Garrett Reynolds.
Yeah, we heard Matt Ryan at the line, but then James Laurinaitis did the same thing. He shifted his defense. He knew what was coming. He knew run right, but it was a nice job by Jaquiz Rodgers with the cutback.
Doesn't look like much, but Darryl is saying it seems like every game, if those defensive linemen go down to the ground, you're going to get a holding call every single time.
And close to the ball carrier, too. The inability to get that arm out. I think if that's away from the ball, that's a no call.
Second down and 11 following the penalty. Ryan to the outside, and Julio Jones unable to hang on. Janoris Jenkins on the coverage, and the hard hit on Ryan by Chris Long.
Yeah, I tell you, since that last drive at the end of the first half and now into the second half, Matt Ryan's been able to get the ball out, but he's taken some hits after he delivers the ball. This time it's going to be Chris Long, and watch. Hit from that side and then into the pile to Sam Baker, Eugene Sims. Such an advantage for a defense when you've got two classic edge rushers coming off. It's so hard to be able to get two people on each side.
Now Ryan on 3rd and 11, forced to throw it away.
That could, I'll tell you what, he was in the pocket. To me, between the tackles, didn't see a receiver out there. He was in the end zone. This could be a safety.
Yeah, the Rams sideline's going crazy, and now the officials will get together.
You're right, Tony. He's smack dab in the middle of that pocket. There is nobody over there.
Straight back.
And it is ruled an incomplete pass, no flags. Now, it looked like he was on the 1-yard line when he let go of the football. If he threw it from the end zone, it was ruled intentional grounding, would be a safety.
I was there when the officials were talking. They said there was a receiver in the area. I didn't see it.
What's the sound?
So Bosher will punt for the 4th time this quarter as the Falcons go 3 and out once again for the 4th time in their last 6 possessions. Bosher does a nice job handling the snap and is able to get the kick away, and it takes a Falcons bounce. Rams trying to stay away from it. And it is finally down inside the 25-yard line, 63 yards.
Great job.
And roll.
Great job by Bosch. Wow. Standing right behind him. Really surprised that he got this ball off. Look at this pressure.
Off the high snap by Josh Harris. Rams with the only points in the 3rd quarter. Trail by 2 touchdowns. And will start from their own 25-yard line. Rams opening the season with a come-from-behind win over Arizona. They trailed by 11 in the 4th quarter last week, now down by 14.
Well, a big miscue by Tavon Austin on that last punt to not have better field position to start this drive.
Bradford complete to Pettis, and Pettis breaks free. Finally tackled by William Moore out of the 43, an 18-yard pass play.
Picking up right where they started off on that last drive. Ryan Schottenheimer has really gotten Sam Bradford into a rhythm right now.
Bradford has hit 7 different receivers today. From the 43, this is Richardson. Gain of 2 yards for Darrell Richardson, setting up 2nd down and 8. Richardson heads off, replaced by Isaiah Peed in the backfield. Bradford, quick release on second down, and into Falcons territory. It is Brian Quick. Quick gains 15 and another Rams first down.
This guy is extremely athletic. Good recognition of the blitz off the edge. Very difficult to get over there and be in proper position, but little stumble there at the end with Brian Quick. He is so athletic.
Second year out of Appalachian State. Now Bradford takes off. And Bradford has a first down and more. Down the sidelines, finally out of bounds at the Falcons' 17-yard line as Bradford scrambles for a career-long 23-yard run.
I was expecting him to slide right at this point. Boy, he takes away the angle from Thomas Daku. Nice job, Sam Bradford.
From the 17, here's Bradford over the middle, and Austin takes it down to the 6.
Tell you what, the pace of this offense is really helping and wearing down that defense. No communication right now on the defensive line. Secondary, I think, giving too much cushion to his receivers also.
Empty backfield, first and goal from the Atlanta 6. Bradford again runs. And Bradford is slammed down at the 3-yard line. So it will be second and goal again. It is William Moore. We saw Moore with the hard hit earlier.
Well, that is a great tackle. Listen to it.
That's called stopping someone in their tracks. Woo.
And when you become the runner as a quarterback position, you forfeit all your protection. Just great form tackling, not even helmet to helmet, off onto the shoulder. Well done, William Moore.
Second and goal. Richardson back in. The fake to Richardson. Bradford throws, and it was batted down.
Good thing Sam Bradford had this ball come out quick. Unblocked defender coming from the top of your screen.
Thomas Daku, free safety. Now third and goal. Rams want a timeout. Jeff Fisher was out on the field, signaling for time.
We saw the production by Sam Bradford on this drive, but absolutely critical that they finish with a touchdown right here.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Chrysler, imported from Detroit. By KFC, the official sponsor of Couchgating. KFC plus football equals Couchgating. And by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
The St. Louis Rams looking to pull within a touchdown.
And one of the strengths of this Atlanta Falcons defense last year forced a lot of field goals once you got down into the red zone. The red zone TD percentage 5th best in the NFL.
It'll be third and goal from the 3. Bradford on third and goal. He throws, the catch is made, and diving in for a touchdown is Austin Pettis.
Nice play design by Brian Schottenheimer. Just a little cross route where you've got the slot receiver coming to the outside, the outside receiver going inside. You make the defender run the bubble over the top. There's where you get your separation. Well executed by the St. Louis Rams on the outside.
The Rams scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives of 74 and 75 yards. Sirline adds the extra point. It is a 7-point game. Bradford to Pettis. Sam Bradford and the St. Louis Rams trail 24-3 at halftime. But Bradford has connected with Austin and Pettis on the last two Rams possessions, and they have pulled to within 7. No opportunity for Rodgers. Falcons will start at the 20. 4 second-half possessions for Matt Ryan and the Falcons. 4 punts.
Very, very sluggish. And again, you look at those 3 and outs. One of the things they talked about this week after the New Orleans games was the 3 and outs, the turnover by Julio Jones was taking away opportunities. When you have this great skill set on the outside, you want to get them as many plays as you had. The one thing that Mike Smith was upset about was just 56 total plays. Well, they're at 46 right now, so they've kind of fallen into that same rut as they did last week.
Snelling in the backfield. Falcons lost Steven Jackson in the first quarter. Off the fake to Snelling. Ryan tied up as he throws. It's Snelling. And he picks up a first down out across the 30.
You know, we talked about not establishing the run for this Atlanta Falcons team. You know, losing your fullback and tailback and not really building a run game at all really could hurt you because you can't control the clock.
Well, that's the one thing you got to do, right, Tony? You jump out to a 21-0 lead. The one thing you want to do is now start taking time off of that clock.
Absolutely.
Only 11 rushes through the game so far to this point for Atlanta.
And only their second first down since halftime. Now Ryan throws, and again it's Snelling. Snelling out to the 36. Time for a game break. Kurt Menefee, take it away.
Well, after running 53 first-half plays last week, the Eagles have run 45, and they're in the fourth quarter. But this is a nice one. 61-yard touchdown catch from Michael Vick to Deshaun Jackson. Still, they trail the Chargers by 3 midway through the period. Kenny Moose and Goose.
So the Falcons, Darryl, have actually run more plays than the Eagles today. Only 45 plays for Philadelphia, according to Kurt. And now a false start.
But using the Philadelphia analogy, we can go back
False
to
start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
and why Mike Smith was frustrated with the offensive performance. 56 plays the entire game. Philadelphia had 53 in the first half.
Right tackle Lamar Holmes, the guilty Falcon. Michael Vick said after Monday's game, at the end of the first quarter, felt to him like it was halftime already. On second down, wide receiver screen to Julio Jones. And Jones has a first down and more. Big block thrown by Sam Baker as Jones gains 22 yards.
You know, we talked about having the screens. Keep your eye right here on Sam Baker to the left-hand side. Does a nice job. Julio Jones using him as a blocker in front and being able to spring him for more yardage. Great job by an offensive lineman to get out there to help his receiver gain some yards.
You know, the other guy, too, Goose, is Harry Douglas. Harry Douglas had the first force trying to come up and blow that screen up, and Harry Douglas did a heck of a job with his block as well.
First time the Falcons have crossed midfield in the second half. From the Rams 47, Ryan swings it out to Rodgers. Doris Jenkins able to wrap him up. No gain on the play for Jacquizz Rodgers. Under 10 minutes remaining, fourth quarter. Falcons had a 24-3 lead at halftime. Rams with 2 second-half touchdowns and pulled to within 1 score. Jones 149 yards. That is a regular season career high for Julio.
Hey, let's go.
Empty backfield, 2nd and 10. It's Jones again. Stumbles and is knocked out of bounds just shy of the 40.
And he is dangerous when he has the ball in his hands, Darryl.
Yeah, I mean, to have to face him one-on-one out in the open field.
Only thing I would have liked to see on that play, if he stays in bound, he keeps the clock running. Something that, you know, you got to think about when you're in this situation right now.
Remember in the first part of the game, Tony, when the Atlanta offense was very, very efficient. It was this style. It was quick throws, quick decisions by Matt Ryan that got them into that rhythm. This is the first drive since, late second quarter that we've seen this style of pace.
Absolutely. Using the whole game clock. You see it up top there.
We're down at 3. Ryan pulls it back in. Now throws. And it's another Falcons first down. Once again, Julio Jones, his 10th catch of this game.
Well, this shows you the confidence that he has in Julio Jones. This is everything wrong. Rolling opposite, throwing back into the middle of the field, and catch.
All you got to do is put it up in the air. Watching him go up and get it during warm-ups. Even if I had a ladder, I don't think I could have got as high as he did, jumping up for that ball.
From the Rams, 22 on first down. Ryan to the outside, and that is the rookie tight end out of Stanford. First NFL reception for Levine Toilolo.
As he starts to mature, he's going to be a tough matchup situation. 6'8". You get down here in that red zone. We talked about Rodney McLeod and being an impressive young guy here for the St. Louis Rams. Alec Ogletree, there's another really nice form tackle on that play.
.6'8" tight end, Toilolo. Guys just keep getting bigger and bigger now. My Lord.
Perfect mentor, Tony Gonzalez. Second down and 6. And this time it is Gonzalez.
Football is a game of inches, but also a game of split seconds, and Robert Quinn is very, very close to getting there to affect that throw.
Tony Gonzalez getting away with it a little bit. The way he uses his hands, his body, always seems to find a way to get open.
New set of downs for the Falcons as we approach 6 minutes remaining. From the 11-yard line, it's Snelling. And Jason Snelling takes it in for a Falcons touchdown.
We touched on it in the first half. I mean, he's such an important piece to this puzzle, and you're not going to hear Jason Snelling's name a lot when Steven Jackson's healthy and all these playmakers are there. But for a guy to be able to step in when your starting running back and your starting fullback are out of the lineup with injuries and get this type of production is so indispensable for the Atlanta Falcons offense.
That offensive line did a nice job of getting to the second level and blocking those linebackers to make a nice lane for Snelling to come right through.
Bryant adds the extra point for Snelling, his first rushing touchdown since the 2010 season. Falcons back on top by 14.
Today's game is sponsored by the Samsung Galaxy S4. The next big thing is here.
Back in Atlanta, Jason Snelling. An 11-yard touchdown run. How about Matt Ryan on that drive? 8 for 8, 69 yards. He's passed for 344 yards this afternoon. Falcons lead by 14.
Well, that's why when we talk about these lulls that this offense gets into, we show the graphic. 3 out of their 4 drives in the second half, 3 and outs. Then all of a sudden they come out and have a drive like that and go right down the field for a touchdown.
Falcons led 24-3. Rams scored a couple of touchdowns to pull to within 7. And now the Falcons once again have things under control. Lead 31-17. So the Rams will start from their own 20-yard line when we return to Atlanta. Coming up next after the game, it's the State Farm post-game show. Week 2 of the National Football League. Kurt and the gang with scores and highlights. Falcons answer following the 2 Rams touchdowns. And now St. Louis back to work from their own 20-yard line.
You guys look really sharp up there in the booth, I'll tell you that. Nice shot.
We appreciate it, Goose. Bradford on first down. Pass intended for Isaiah Pede out of the backfield. There is a flag. Akeem Dent on the coverage.
Holding. Defense number 52. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
As soon as he goes to break the separation, you can see the grab by Akeem Dent.
Following the penalty, 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Bradford fires. That pass intended for Chris Gibbons.
That might have been a good incomplete because William Moore, number 25, had a great break on the ball. We've already seen 2 very impressive tackles by William Moore today. That was going to be another big collision with number 25.
Grew up in the state of Missouri. Attended the University of Missouri. Big game against the Rams this afternoon. 2nd down and 10. Bradford to the outside. This is Pede. And Pede is tackled by Dent after a gain of 9. Under 6 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Tough schedule coming up for the Rams. They will visit the Cowboys next week and then host the 49ers.
Pretty even up there.
Atlanta, in that last drive, took back the lead.
3rd down and 1. The slant is caught for a first down by Gibbons. Chris Gibbons out to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 10.
Very quick on his release right there, getting his shoulder square right to Sam Bradford.
Gibbons is limping. See him on top of the screen right here. Keep an eye on him.
3 wide receivers for the Rams as Bradford steps up and now fires downfield looking for Pettis. But the pass sails out of bounds with Robert Alford on the coverage.
It's amazing how you slip in and out of the rhythm of an offense. We've seen St. Louis on their previous 2 drives very efficient and kind of hit and miss here to start this important one here with just under 5 minutes to go.
Their best 2 drives of the game. The last 2 possessions, 74 and 75 yards. Both culminating with touchdowns. 2nd and 10 from the 44. Bradford dumps it off, and Austin is tackled at the 49-yard line by Bartu.
Another young guy who's had a nice afternoon. Juplo Bartu.
They got to start. St. Louis has got to start thinking about the clock. Some get out of bounds if they could, like on that last play.
3rd down and 4. Bradford to the outside, and the catch is made. A rolling catch by Austin, who is shaken up, but he picks up another Rams first down in Falcons territory.
Remember, we had Chris Gibbons limp off the field a couple plays ago, so Stedman Bailey comes on.
Landed right on that ball. Take a look right here, catches the ball, boom, right on his chest.
And Jeff Fisher does not want to waste another timeout. He has already taken 1 in this half. So Brian Quick and Stedman Bailey, little wide receiver, along with Pettis, who's in the slot. From the 41-yard line on first down, and the play is blown dead. Now, Mike Smith is saying Austin should have to leave the field. He was injured, has to sit out of play because the clock stopped on the injury.
Please reset the game clock to 4 minutes.
Rams tried to sneak Austin back in.
Thank you.
He must sit out at least one play, and that play never took place, as the officials wanted the clock reset. First and 10 from the 41-yard line. Bradford moving to his right, and he throws it away. Bradford under pressure from Cliff Matthews. Time for another game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, if you've got Eddie Royal in your fantasy team, you're a happy camper. This is his 3rd touchdown of the day. He had 2 in the opening week, so a league-leading 5 touchdown receptions. And we're only 2 weeks into the season. More importantly, San Diego is up by 3 with 3 minutes left in Philly. Kenny Moose and Goose.
That's pretty impressive by San Diego, having that tough loss, short week, traveling across the country. Good performance by the Chargers.
Both teams played on Monday night. Now Austin back in, 2nd down and 10. As Bradford throws, and it's caught by Isaiah Peed. And Peed is brought down at the 32-yard line by Robert McClain. He is close to a first down.
Well, the Atlanta defense is doing a good job of preventing the Rams from doing what Tony suggested. If you've got the opportunity to get out of bounds, stop this clock. You know, time is becoming a factor here, and Atlanta's defense doing a nice job of protecting the boundary and forcing the runner back inside. Isaiah Peed has nowhere to go. He's not going to make it to the sideline in that situation.
Tried to cut back inside, and we'll see if he picked up the first down. He did not. Just short.
I think in this situation, if you're going to run the ball, you call 2 plays in the huddle this way. If you do get the first down, you get your offense right back in the huddle and you run another play.
Brian Schottenheimer, offensive coordinator, calling the plays in to Sam Bradford. 3rd and inches. Quick drop, and the pass is batted back. Looked like Osi Umenyiora.
Not only the double play call in the huddle, Tony, but also because of the measurement, the clock was stopped, but as soon as they get the ball placed, they're going to wind it again. They should have been ready to go a little bit quicker than that, preserved. They lost about 10 seconds off the clock there.
Nice job by the defensive line of going to time and get their hands up.
Akeem Dent, Umenyiora. So now, trailing by 2 touchdowns, Rams must go for it on 4th and inches, and the Falcons call a timeout. Well, the Falcons led 24-3 at the half, but Sam Bradford with touchdown passes on consecutive drives. First Tavon Austin, and then Austin Pettis. But the Falcons would come back after punting on 4 consecutive possessions. Jason Stelling into the end zone, and the Falcons lead by 14. Falcons lost Steven Jackson early. Asante Samuel aggravated his thigh injury. Roy Bierman has not returned. Huge day for Julio Jones. Rams with 2 big drives here in the second half, but now must convert on 4th down. Play action. Bradford's pass is caught for a first down. First career reception for Corey Harkey. Second-year tight end out of UCLA, so that quiets the crowd, and the Rams continue this drive.
Gutsy play call by Brian Schottenheimer. Not only the call, but, you know, putting a player who's going to make his first NFL reception in the position on a critical 4th down.
He does a nice job of catching the ball and also getting out of bounds to save the clock.
You may remember his father, Mike, Major League pitcher, now the bullpen coach for the New York Yankees, Mike Harkey. New set of downs for the Rams. Bradford complete inside the 20. To the 19-yard line, it's Pettis with just under 3 minutes remaining.
Just good defensive calls by Mike Nolan right here. He is really protecting the boundary. He is not allowing the plays to open up with the ability for the St. Louis receiver to get out of bounds. Everything being funneled back into the middle of the field.
Second down and 2. Bradford moving to his right. Under pressure from Peters, throws it away.
Well, that's what happens when you fall behind 24-3 at halftime. You're going to have to throw your way out of it.
His career high is 377. Both quarterbacks well over 300 yards in this game. They each have 2 touchdown passes as well. Third down and 2. And Bradford's pass cannot be handled. Dent on the coverage. Austin, the intended receiver. So once again, the Rams facing a huge 4th down play.
Number 11, Tavon Austin. Got to make that catch. When you've got a very young skill set, you will go through some growing pains, and that's an example of one right there.
Down and 2. And a timeout is taken by the Falcons, their second.
This is their second charge timeout.
So it will give Sam Bradford an opportunity to head over and chat with Jeff Fisher and Brian Schottenheimer. Fisher returning to the Georgia Dome. His Tennessee Titans lost Super Bowl 34 in this building to the Rams back in January of 2000. Fisher now with the Rams, trailing this game by 14.
We'll see if the St. Louis Rams come out and show a different personnel group or formation there. Atlanta allowing them to get set on this critical 4th down and then calling the timeout. We'll see if any changes were made in between. They went with the big bodies on the last 4th down and ran play action. But they do come out in a different formation than what they showed previously.
Bradford on 4th down and 2. He throws. Pass intended for Pettis. There is a flag.
You can put your hand on the hip, but you can't tug and pull the receiver. We'll see if Desmond Trufant.
Interference, defense, number 21. Ball will be spotted at the spot of the foul. First down.
We'll see if Desmond Trufant had a hook and pull on that. Number 18, Pettis Austin.
Now that backhand came around a little bit, but
Austin Pettis, I'm sorry.
what do you think, D?
I don't know, Goose. In that situation, I like when they let him play.
Yeah, me too.
The call came in for power. I didn't see the hook pull. I saw the hand on the waist, but it didn't look like Desmond turned Austin Pettis at all on that.
So the 4th down penalty sets up 1st and goal from the 10. Bradford throws, and it is batted back. It is Umanura.
So you're not going to get there, Tony, so you slide right in the quarterback's field of vision and time your jump. Nice
Really
job
nice
by
job.
OC.
Yeah, just nice job reading Sam Bradford's eyes, getting right in front of him and timing the jump, hands up. Yeah, that's very frustrating for quarterbacks. As tall as Bradford is, he stands back there in the backfield. He can see a whole lot. But when them hands come up, it's a whole different game.
2nd and goal from the 10. Bradford dumps it off. He was looking for Isaiah P. 3rd and goal upcoming.
This is the hard part for Brian Schottenheimer right here. They're just rushing 3. They're dropping 8 into zone coverages.
16th play of the drive. 3rd and goal from the 10. Bradford fires. Touchdown. Tavon Austin, his 2nd of the day.
That is really nice. And it's so hard when you get down here. Such an advantage to the defense because of the reduced field. Number 11, Tavon Austin, working the slot. Watch the good feel, finds that little soft spot, and then nice placement by Sam Bradford to the outside, away from Robert McLean, so he can't make a play on the ball.
All scoring plays are reviewed. They have taken a look at it. It is a touchdown. So the Rams reach the end zone for the 3rd consecutive possession. And once again, have pulled to within 7 with 2:09 remaining. They have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning.
They've been hit or miss in the second half. The Atlanta offense has. We showed you the stats before that last drive. 3 of their 4 possessions were 3 and outs. This offense has sputtered at times. You can see Matt Ryan getting with his guys right now, telling them how important it is. So the question is, do you onside, or you've got your timeouts with also the 2-minute warning?
John Fossil, Rams special teams coach, setting things up. Son of former Giants head coach Jim Fossil.
Well, with Greg Zuerlein kicking, you know it's going to go out of the end zone and be brought back to the 20 if you decide not to onside kick. The Atlanta Falcons have their onside kick recovery team on the field.
And the Falcons have said Harry Douglas back deep. He's usually the punt returner. Jaquiz Rogers returns kicks. But Mike Smith and special teams coach Keith Armstrong going with Douglas in case Zuerlein does send it deep. 7-point game, 2:09 remaining. And Zuerlein will kick it through the end zone. So the Rams will leave it up to their defense. They have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Falcons did score a touchdown on the last drive, but prior to that, 3 of their 4 second-half possessions, 3 and outs, as you check out Ryan's terrific numbers today.
I like the decision right there. You're going to be able to stop the clock, you know, on 3 consecutive plays. So plenty of time for the St. Louis Rams offense without timeouts if they can make the stop here and not allow a first down.
Rams have all 4 defensive ends on the field. Ryan of the Falcons start from their 20. This is Jaquiz Rogers. And Rogers picks up a yard out to the 21. Timeout is taken by the Rams, so they'll force the Falcons to run 1 more play prior to the 2-minute warning. It will be 2nd down and 9. 1 timeout remaining for the Rams.
Looks
plus
like
the 2-minute warning.
Looks like Eugene Sims, number 97, going off to the side. I don't know what he hurt, but he's limping a little bit.
Kendall Langford back in to replace the injured Sims.
Got to watch out, Tony, about becoming too conservative at this point with your offense, because you will give St. Louis the ball back with plenty of time if you don't convert a first down here.
I totally agree.
They've
got all those weapons. Send them downfield. It opens up a lot of stuff.
And you can do safe stuff. We've seen the quick screen out to the flat to Julio Jones, put him in a position where he's one-on-one with a defender.
Matt Ryan can also run, man. He's got some wheels.
Ryan on 2nd and 9. Throws, it's complete. Jones, but Jenkins right there to make the tackle. Keep Julio Jones from picking up a first down. So we have hit the 2-minute warning. Jeff Fisher with 1 timeout remaining. A huge 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Falcons when we return. Coming up next, following the Falcons and the Rams, it's the State Farm post-game show with Kurt and the gang in Los Angeles. We have 1:58 on the clock. 3rd down and 1 for the Falcons.
This is an area that they really struggled in last season.
Only one timeout remaining for the Rams as Ryan hits Snelling, and Snelling picks up a first down, and that will just about ice it for the Falcons. Only one timeout for St. Louis. They will use it here, but the Falcons will be able to run out the clock.
It's all about the release for Jason Snelling. Watch 44 coming out of the backfield. You've got pressure off the edge, gets out clean. He's out-leveraged James Laurinaitis immediately. I like the play call by Dirk Cutter in that situation. And again, what can you say about Jason Snelling? The start of the game, you're not expecting him to be a big player in this. He has the touchdown on the 11-yard run on the last drive, the critical third down pickup right there.
So a huge first down for Snelling, who scored a touchdown earlier this quarter.
55, ready.
Rams cannot stop the clock. Rodgers. Chris Rodgers down to the 44-yard line. Valiant second half comeback by the St. Louis Rams, scoring touchdowns on their last three possessions. The Atlanta Falcons took the early lead. Steven Jackson, Rams all-time leading rusher, scoring the game's first touchdown, but was injured on the play, did not return. Now on second down, it's Rodgers again. Rams cannot do anything about the game clock as we check in once again with Joel Klatt in Los Angeles. Joel.
Kenny, Moose, and Goose, how about this for a finish in Chicago? Jay Cutler down 6, under 20 seconds, find Martellus Bennett. The touchdown, the extra point is good. Chicago wins it 31-30. Kenny, Moose, and Goose.
Classic NFC North. We talked a lot at the top of the broadcast about the big matchup in this game, the Atlanta Falcons offensive line versus that front of the St. Louis Rams. And overall, again, I think they did a good job. I think, again, we saw some fatigue in the second half. That's one of the things they'll have to remedy with that group. But they were challenged today. Dirk Cutter with a good game plan. The ball was coming out quick. Matt Ryan with very quick decisions. And this Atlanta Falcons team gets back on track with a win against the Rams.
First win of the season for the Falcons, despite the second half comeback by the Rams. So for Darryl Johnston and Tony Siragusa, Kenny Albert saying so long. Now to Buffalo for the Bills and the Panthers.